It's all connected. Everything's adjusted. Just about everything is ready. So this is like the first official showcasing on the YouTube platform. And if you notice the title, they will be titled with the date, the Gregorian date, as the episode for the showcasing. And what that means, or what that equates to, is that anyone that's seen here is past the point where they're going to have to take it. They're going to have to take the final step. Simply put, to use a cliche that the English language has, is either, you know, put up or shut up, and they'll be put in one of the groups. And if you're put up in the shut up group, if you're put in that group, you're not going to be very happy about it. So the video that's in the screen right now, I marked it at 41 minutes and 27 seconds. I'm going to attempt to rewind, say 20 to 30 seconds, and then go in from there about what Matthew Powerland had stated June 29th, 2015. So that's where we're at right now. May the 2nd. Actually, it's May the 3rd. So I have to change that. It's May the 3rd, 2018. In my mind, I had made some previous videos. Maybe they're on the YouTube platform publicly. One was about the human body. And that's the most important video for me personally, because in my mind, if someone doesn't have an interest in their body and the way their body functions, and they don't know their body, do you think I'm going to believe anything they say? Hardly. And that's the dealie. In the news, this banner's been around for quite some time, and it definitely manifested very quickly. Now approaching, let's see, 10 years. And of course the DIL, the deal, as you should be able to see on the screen in the bottom right corner, 10/31/1996, Domain Naming Systems, D. If you read in lowercase the words, you see O main, aiming, Y stems. Now you need to look up it's called lexigram about the name, which is in black. directinternetlocator.com. That's the DNS name, abbreviated as deal. If you notice up in the logo there, that's actual canvas board with the sketch on it in permanent marker years ago, you know, with the logo. So that's the original logo drawing. And then of course there's an animated version and a GIF, as they say. So if you say the capital letters in the domain written here in black with a line going through it, and it's underlined, you don't have to say the HTTPS, but you just say the capital letters of this domain name, and then you'll understand the game. So I'm going to go ahead and start the video and watch the statistics, the rippling effect of billions of people. And this person, you know, deserves an introduction, and his name is Matthew Powerland. Should have put the tags. I'll put the tags in this this showcasing, the people that get showcased in the videos, no matter what platform. They will have a key-coded word, which the industry labeled it as keywords. And then the people that want to be a part of something, they call it hashtags. Well, it's named, if you noticed in the with the other words in there, it's called shebang. Here we go.
And then hijack and crush it.
He started studying when he was in his 20s. How old is he?
He's 33, so he's going through his Jesus complex.
So he's trying to make it sound... Oh, that's just
Okay.
wrong on every level, but that's okay.
Do you understand? His uncle's a Mason, you know.
Because he needs everything he can to bring himself into the same amount of time that you've been doing this. So you cannot be the oldest guru.
Nobody's a liar. Paul said the shit like something like 7-8 months ago, and he showed up pretty quickly.
It's how he spends it.
See, Alex Jones is with Time Warner now, so they need a new Alex Jones. And anyways, the idea here is to just to reduce the scope of our power, our impact on this issue with all races, all nations, all peoples, as all of them have been deceived by paintings. It's about resetting it back to Columbus. I imagine back then Columbus was called a quack and a crazy. I'd like to see the globe they showed back then in Columbus's time, where America was just water. You're crazy, there's nothing there, look, it's water. Or it was a strip, a square, and the sun went around Europe and Russia and Asia, and they're like, it's just, you're gonna fall off, you're a nut bar. And then he had all these people around him, you're gonna go where God sits. Oh, you're gonna go to the, you know, all this wacko shit I get every day on the phone. Dude, they're just preventing you from exploring the surface. That's it. We're just resetting this back to peaceful exploration of our earthly surface, which is flat.
Okay, so
that's it.
So I feel like one of the things that should happen very strongly is we need to decide at some moment that we're gonna get on script and we're going to be ready to put out some kind of a message that we all agree on. Because I don't know how many other flat earthers are all sitting around talking right now, right?
Well, they don't even know that he's setting us up for the fall.
Well, I know. So what we need to do is, just like you said, we need to cut him off at the pass.
Yeah, well, this here, I'm gonna, you know, edit and upload, and then we got to figure out, because it's pretty much like within about a week or two, this guy's going on like CNN or ABC. I'm not fucking joking. I see them coming in with, we're dividing the truther community pages and forums, and now we're going to be, that whole accusation that the flat earth is a psyop to divide the truth movement, when we disassociate ourselves from Eric, all those pages that have been set up to say we're a psyop to split the truth movement, they're going to use us disassociating with our own as an example of the psyop of splitting and dividing the truth movement. So they've already set it all up on us. You understand? This is called intelligence.
I totally do. And so we're not just playing Stratego. We're playing that fucking chess game that
We have to call it.
We're playing that chess game they play on Star Trek with the levels.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just a flat. It's
Captain Kirk used to play, where people are moving around on different levels.
Yeah.
I never quite understood how that works, and they never actually explained it. But that's what they're playing.
you know what's interesting is that I talked about this. See, I called it. So I've already called all this. What we're going through right now, I called it. There's a segment in this Crazy Notion about the disinformation process and mechanics. And an agent is sent out into a movement, and his job is to set up a platform, have a voice, have a blog, have a page, attract, using and citing all the same arguments you're using, but then at one point, invert it at a certain point, adhere it to one thing, or insert something that discredits the whole thing. In this case, Eric Dubé did that. He did that. He did that. He set up his platform, he used me. What?
You know, not everybody believes in aliens, so Mark Sargent with his alien and his enclosed world thing, that doesn't hurt anybody. You know what I'm saying? That's just his own opinion or his own thoughts or his suppositions. But that doesn't have.
And I've maintained what I could shake a stick at. George Lamont, the godfather of the Big Bang Theory, the mentor to Einstein, is a Jesuit priest. So I shake a stick at that. And Nicholas Copernicus is a Jesuit priest. The Pope right now is, I believe, the first Jesuit Pope? Or he's a Jesuit Pope?
He's a Jesuit.
Yeah.
Admittedly.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is stuff that I could shake a stick at, and science is from the Jesuit order or the Catholic Church. And the papacy was ordered by the royals to come up with a calendar for the farmers, and then henceforth, well, we need an idea of the shape for time. So time zones according to, if you're going to talk about time in a calendar, then we need, what are we on as a shape? Theory, it's a fact. The paintings of the earth are paintings. These are facts. This is...
So what about the 750-year-old round what is that thing? Sundial in like India or somewhere? The 750-year-old one, right?
Yeah, that works with the sun.
That's for time. That's to discern time. They've been trying to discern what time it is in every place in the world forever.
Yeah.
So they've always been able to apparently keep time without GPS and faked out time zones and globes.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
been able to do that. They
Yeah.
don't need a globe to do time.
Yeah, exactly.
The stars are for that. The sun, the moon, and the stars. That's why they...
Yeah, you don't need a globe to navigate the ocean.
No, you don't.
As a matter of fact, you'll get confused. You'll get confused if you use a globe to navigate the ocean. You know, in nautical miles. So, so in the end, I think it's just kind of like this powwow what we're doing here. I'll tell you this though, because you know, back to this leaderless movement. If you don't have a leader of a movement, they love that because they're like, oh, there's no leader to this. All right, let's assign a leader to it. Go in there, boy. Control the whole thing. So there's a lot. I like the idea of a movement that has no leader, and sooner or later we have to have that with something, and I believe it's this.
No, we actually don't. We've never ever...
No. I said a leaderless movement. Hold on.
We never need to have like a website.
Hold on. You misunderstood what I said. I think that this movement is that. It's the one movement in humanity that does not need a leadership. However, when leaders come in, like self-appointed people, and then the public thinks this is the go-to, and then Google is an accomplice to this and optimizing their name on the first pages before I got to even posit the argument. This is a thesis that I'm putting forward here too, you know? So, and then he's making money off me. I'm not. I'm losing money on this thing. This guy's making freaking money. He's actually funding his whole psyop inside this whole thing to discredit it by citing me. So, there's only one political structure that worked, besides the American Constitution and its separation of powers, which I love, but it's been infiltrated by, you know, the trilateral, Central Intelligence, and the Federal Reserve. Those are the three that supplant judicial, legislative, and executive. So they put those three in there to supplant the original three in the American Constitution. The only other system of politic that actually worked, and it was a dictatorship in Rome, where there was a council of 6 individuals who were all elected by the people, and those 6 each would have would be in control of the council for 2 years, and then they would rotate. But the 6 would change through the public being able to vote for the 6. And it was the most efficient political entity ever known. It was during the Pax Romana in Rome. 200 years of peace, a lot of progress in building, a lot of like no corruption, and it was a council. You know what? You know what runs the same way? The UN Security Council. There's got to be some form of leadership, but not the pyramidic kind. The pyramidic kind is like, if we want to control the movement, all we do is tick off the guy at the top, poison him, assassinate him, use the media to turn his own people against him, discredit him, you know, get him in bed with a hooker, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So you just tick off the top and put in your puppet. But with the council, you can't do that.
Right.
And that's why the UN works that way. You have to apply the scientific method. I really believe in the scientific method. The scientific method is 5 independent bodies get to, okay, there's a thesis on energy or a thesis on the planet. Well, 5 independent bodies that are not connected, there's no collusion, get to take the same thesis and run it through the same criteria of experiments. We're not able to do that with the Earth as a ball. We can't go across the South Pole. It's staged tourist excursions. You can't take a flight. We can't go up in space.
To prove anything, you either got to go to space or you got to circumnavigate north to south.
Yeah, north to south. Yeah, and they're not letting that happen with individuals of 5 different bodies that are not connected. So science itself doesn't apply the scientific method. The basis of science is the Earth is a ball. That's how energy works in physics. So science itself doesn't even apply its own scientific method for the heliocentric model. So we have to apply it because science isn't. I'm like, this is what they're doing here. They're gonna use this to dismiss everything, and I'm gonna look bad with my good friends who are Jewish, my clients who are Jewish. People who believe in me who are Jewish, people who are Jewish who are actually looking into this going, oh my God, like, thanks a lot, Eric. Thanks, Eric. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? You just reduced the scope of our reach towards humanity to look at this most important question to reset exploration of the Earth's surface. The globe is a picture. That's a painting you've never seen that controls your world.
Major clue into this guy is a double agent, and I got a link on that. And I have another link where Eric DeBay, the New Ager. And then just to explain as best as I can, this is from our researcher. But video evidence of him doing the symbolism with his hand is extremely a sign of his allegiance to another faction. Stars, supermodels, government officials, CEOs, officials do this hand sign right in your face. Also, what color pattern they wear for clothing is very important. These subtle but very obvious signs is a 6-6 sign of negative power. Another thing, he is very aggressive and pushing really hard to call out on all other shields, on all others as shields. So I mean, these are just little points that she was putting, but there's a lot of links here that basically go with what she was talking about.
Yeah, well,
I sent you all of that stuff. So
yeah, I'll take a look at that. The Mark Sargent, Eric DeBay both showed up on the scene. Eric a bit before Mark, although Mark was obviously working hard at making his 14 videos to be all released in 1 week, and where he got the copyright authority to have all those images for his PowerPoint presentation, following the zeitgeist, loose change sort of, debunk controversial conspiracy, films, like the same, the zeitgeist formula.
Of course it does.
He showed up at the same time, and Eric attacked him. I believe that was all a psyop of theater. So I would align myself with one, and I didn't want to be involved with either because I suspected both. But Eric was actually putting out proofs. But it's interesting when you look at it, it's like this guy's putting out some good proofs, this guy's putting out speculation, but it doesn't matter how many proofs you put out. If you're about to discredit the whole thing by, you know, coming out as a Jew basher, you really ruined it because you put out proofs on top of it.
Right.
You know, so this is so yeah. Their whole fight was part of the make me align with either, and you know, it was to make one look genuine.
Well, it works good.
It
works really good
with their own cult followers.
Yeah, exactly. Scientific method, and I think the scientific method, in its rigorous soundness, if applied to this, is our checkpoint. It's our supervisional criteria to go, this person's off point. This person's diverting. We're trying to basically, you know, challenge why there's a security perimeter around the South Pole, why are these all paintings, and why do I see the boat still on the horizon? Point. Your maps are all incorrect. They're all off. What's going on here? So, you know, there's lots to eat at here. When people start getting into all this speculation about the Bermuda Triangles, the way they go in and out, I mean, you know...
every time you try to bring the message into a point, you're going to lose people. You need to keep it as broad and as open and as, you know, simple as possible. You start speculating and opinionating and coming up with, this is what I think it is, or this is, you know, I sat and listened to an interview with Eric where he went on to this thing about, you know, I think we're all a dream of the Creator, yes. And we don't actually exist. We were just manifested little dreamscapes of the Creator, and I thought,
well, that's Mark Sargent.
I don't know about you do, but when I stab myself with a knife, it hurts. I don't think that's, you know, a dream.
Yeah, and if it's raining too much or there's no rain, you know, shit doesn't grow. So it's not a hologram.
No, it's not a hologram. It's real. It's as real and as turbulent as you can imagine that it is. And if you want to believe in some, you know, dreamscape from the Creator, then go right ahead. You're entitled to do that. I mean, you're totally entitled to.
I could only imagine what they were saying.
The more you say weird shit, the more messier the whole thing becomes, and that
the less scientific it becomes. Yeah, like, you know,
I don't believe that, so I can't be an Eric buff.
Can you imagine what they were saying back with Columbus? It was even less land. Can you imagine the crazy shit they were coming up back then? Probably the same freaking thing.
Doubt.
Probably the same freaking thing. I always go back to, you know, Columbus had
it
nobody to sanction him.
Longer time.
He couldn't even get the throne in Italy, and he was Italian. He had to go to Portugal and get her to give him right of passage and sanction. Right? They knew there were people here. It's just that the guy who had money and iron and ore and gold in Europe, he didn't want somebody to go and find more gold and iron because then the price would drop. So they had a nice little fenced-in area of people that they were slowly turning into their lackeys, servile, brainwashing them with the idea of how much land there was. You know? And then this guy's saying, no, there's more. What do you think they were saying to him? And how much bullshit esotericism was coming in?
Well, and the whole thing is you can't create a scarcity for the future if, you know, you don't start it now. They have to start it sometime.
Yeah.
So the whole paradigm operates on scarcity.
Scarcity.
So in order to create scarcity and value so that we can make big money and we can...
You know, she's going too fast.
Someday.
Matthew, these people were extremely rushing.
Yeah. There's only this amount.
Not a nationality.
Yeah, we're on the same board. Yeah.
They don't understand the scarcity.
So now I'm dividing the truth movement. Well, then it boils down to, what's the big truth that you learned that ties everybody together in a truth movement? What are the truths? How many are there for each event? Which one did you pick? Is that the truth? How much of that truth wouldn't hold up in a court of law? It's not even evidence. It's not even admissible. Those images of the Earth as a ball and space are artwork.
Wow, you're online right now. That's
with
it.
your mind.
19 seconds ago. With your mind. And you're talking about behind the curve war on imagination. Wow.
Out here for 40 days. See you just crawling.
That's where I'm at right here.
I'm supposed to make someone who says Hitler was misunderstood. He's operating my videos. He's managed to get more view counts
Right there.
on me than me. Something is afoot here.
No doubt. That's why we're doing what we're doing.
And now I'm associated to him in this nonsense, this garbage. Please. Don't bring crumbs to my team.
That's right.
Poison. And crumbs. Try to divert the debate. Be interesting to see what you have left after that, shill. Or psyop. See, he's defighting the truth movement. I told you he's not a real truther. And the truthers out there that think the earth is flat, nut jobs. Well, what do you believe in? Leprechauns? Fairies and jinns?
Yeah.
9/11 was done by quicksand? Listen, buddy. You never responded when I sent you the perception test. What's his truth? See? You can see a curve while you're on a sphere, alluding to you being on a cylinder. People still don't get that one, huh? They're that dumb. If you're on a big, massive orange, you spin around, it's a sphere. So you get on a sphere, it looks flat. So when some idiot takes you out to the ocean, he's got a curve here. He's got a very curved here. And we're retarded, we're stupid, move on. Don't deal with us. Because you know there's something going on. Because you're just mad you didn't see it first. It's supposed to be so, quick on the deception. I'm sorry.
Okay, so now that I stopped it with him saying sorry, everything on this side is working very well. And of course I know why. I have been literally wore right out. Let me turn the microphone down. Since October 31st, 1996. And for me, it's amazing how many people to this very day are, I guess the right word to say today, which is the 3rd of May 2018, they're looking away. They don't understand the deal. What's the deal? Keep it Israel. What? The flat earth, the cancer, the Hitler, all this stuff. They don't even know what to pick from. So Matthew had said about the deception, there's very few people that could see the train before they blew the whistle. Before the train crosses a track, they sound a whistle. And there's not very many people that could see the train approaching before the sound. So now where we're at is we are definitely in the sound. I don't know how many of you are paying attention, but as I was broadcasting this video, Matthew had posted another video which is right up here, should be right in here. And it was like 18 seconds, 19 seconds. Okay, there it is right there. War on imagination. Not just flat earth. And then in white letters it says behind the curve. So I'm going to tune into that because it's crossing with me as I'm showcasing the deal. It is real. It's in the news. There's billions of us. We're just reconnecting now. We're ready to start our memberships. It's not on the water. It's not on the land. It rides in the atmosphere. So you really need to do some homework, maybe do some time phone hacking, and understand how far the deal, the domain naming systems, D, has originated from. See if it still has my like selection in here. Because every time yeah, okay, see it's blue right there. Hold on. Right there, the little thumbs up. I don't know how many times I went back and looked at the video or a post or anything, because that's what a video is, a post. Everything's a post and a get. And now the problem with it is posting and getting at the same time. Everything works fine here. It's cleared out. I'm looking at my Star Trek device over here with the live stream in where I'm at. So where we're at now, Matt, is we're twist storying. So it's a nice little screensaver to run on a domain. Go through a domain all the time. Stop using the apps. The app will run on the server. And of course there's a way, like I mentioned on the membership, that you'll have control of it. So I'm going to backstep here before I close down this video and tune in. To Matthew Powerland, May 3rd, 2018. So we should be like no more than 5 minutes behind him here. And then I'll stop the this video. It goes to this damn search. I didn't hit search.
Investigate.
Investigate. Pickwaytogateway.net. Okay, we're probably having some collision here with the network traffic. So all I'm going to do is blink YouTube off. And then blink it back on before I get flagged. The delay on the cellular is like approaching 10 seconds. That was about 10-second delay through a mobile broadcast. you know, through a mobile Star Trek device. Okay, one or two things is going on with the VIZIO Smart TV. It's either updating or there's a power blocker on it. Not very many people know what a power blocker is. Yeah, it says it's updating. Power blocker is when there's too much energy and the device won't restart. You have to unplug the device and drain the energy. When you unplug a device, it drains the energy most of the time. To make sure that you zap the energy out of it, and that means taking the battery out or whatever, whenever you disconnect the power source, like on the device that I'm using to connect with, there's no way to disconnect the power source. I mean, there is a way, but it's very difficult to do. So until it's all that way, my best suggestion, if there's any advice that you got from this video, is that when you have a problem with the device, you just unplug it and hold the power source down for 2 or 3 seconds, you know, the power button, and that way you're more guaranteed to drain all the you know, the energy from it, so that if there's anything in memory that doesn't need to be there, it'll correct it. And that works just about 100% of the time. So let's see if we can turn the screen back on. No. Okay, I might as well say the part that a lot of people don't like, and it doesn't bother me that much anymore. However, there is a very nasty bug that affects devices like what you're witnessing right now. And what it is it's BS. So how I correct it, I just told you. I unplug it, I drain the power from it, and turn it back on. And of course, I make notes of what, you know, what happened. You know, I was paying attention to what I was doing at the moment. You know, I made a record, a logbook. Anyway, so the showcasing Matthew Powerland, I'm going to zip over to where he's at right now because he's in real-time live. At least that's the notification that I got. And then I'll move on to tomorrow's showcasing, which will be the 4th of May, 2018, if I'm allowed to awake in this place. And that's the deal. It is real. Keep it Israel. Do your homework. Type in time phone hack and go learn how to do it. It's a Wayback Machine. It's called archive.org. You can go back in time and see what was going on and see what people said.